Hey everybody, it's Teenage Code, and if you're watching this video, then you've probably used or at least heard of a game engine. But, there's a ton of them. So the age-old question has always been, which one should I hate the most? First off, there is Game Maker Studio. I haven't used this engine, but honestly, it doesn't seem like a lot of other people use it either. About 2 years ago, when I first got into game dev, I always heard the big three game engines listed as Unity, Unreal, and Game Maker Studio. Now, Game Maker Studio's spot on the throne seems to have been replaced with a different engine that I'll talk about later. I'm not saying that Game Maker Studio is a bad engine. Again, I know very little about it, but I am more than implying that it seems to have been slowly fading out of relevancy. This next engine is the complete opposite, and it's probably the most used engine. This is the go-to engine for almost all creators, and it's Unity. A vast amount of games have been made in Unity by both beginners and pros. That being said, here we go. Unity is the popular girl in high school that people just can't stop gossiping about. Every other week, the company has made another controversial business decision. The core engine seems to run mostly off of outdated or community-made plugins, and some systems don't like to play along well with each other. Unity is the definition of upscaled corporate spaghetti code, but it continues to run and survive because it's a well-established engine nonetheless. Speaking of which, one of Unity's strong points is the amount of community support and tutorials. Practically any of the messed up features in Unity are explained in at least one or more videos or documentation pieces. So what if you're looking for an engine that sits on the highest throne of the king's castle, the cream of the crop, the German shepherds of dogs, the best engine? Well, it doesn't exist, of course. But if you're looking for the best graphics, performance, features, and steepest learning curve, then you're probably looking for Unreal Engine. All that I know about Unreal Engine is that it's the most professional one. Unreal has such good rendering capabilities that even Mr. Beast and Disney's Mandalorian used Unreal to partially film their videos. With all this said, Unreal isn't very practical for pumping out games. Very few games for game jams are made in Unreal because it's more geared towards large games with high budgets and lots of developers. Unreal seems to be almost ahead of its time in terms of capability, but that comes at the cost of ease of access and usability. The complete opposite of Unreal is Godot. Godot is the quiet, patiently waiting underdog in the game engine race. Using it, you can pump out games because it's just so easy to use. It's really common to see game jams have a lot of Godot entries nowadays. However, can you name a single game everybody plays that was made in Godot? Probably not. Godot is still the new kid on the block, and it doesn't have a whole lot of establishment. There's also a lot of features that just don't have any coverage or tutorials, and the lack of explanation can really leave some people in the dust. I believe that with time, Godot will become perhaps the best game engine. In fact, that's kind of what my whole channel is banking on. But back to my original question, which game engine should you hate the most? After everything in this video I've discussed, there has to be a clear winner, right? Well, there is. The very worst game engine is